There are only a few franchises, especially when it comes to horror flicks, that I really enjoy. And I'm going to say that The Conjuring is probably my favorite, especially if you start, throwing in the Annabelles in there and, the Nun, because it's all connected. So I haven't been to the theater in a while, and I said, well, this is going to be the last Conjuring as they were advertising it to be. So I went ahead and went to the theater and I checked out The Conjuring Last Rites. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, of course, there's all kinds of controversy with their stories and all that stuff. I don't even really care. I'm just talking about the movies itself. Um, so they're basically retired. They no longer take assignments. They no longer go out on calls in this movie. They are retired, especially since Ed has a little bit of health issues, blood pressure, cholesterol, that kind of stuff, right? Getting older, aging, and his heart can't really take this pressure anymore to be going out and traveling and taking calls and, running around all over the place and dealing with demonic entities and demons and devils and bad spirits, right? So they are retired. And Judy, their daughter, which was, I believe, in, was it Annabelle Part Two? I forgot which one it was. Was it Annabelle Comes Home? I forgot which one it was, but their daughter was at least in that movie was pretty young. So this movie takes you all the way back to the 60s when Judy was first born, right? When Lorraine was giving birth to Judy and the evil entity that attached itself to Judy that wanted Judy, right? Judy is born, and now we fast forward to the 80s, and now Judy's an adult. And now this evil entity has entered the home of a family out in Pennsylvania and some way, somehow starts leeching out to try to get Judy to come to this house, right? What really tripped me out about this movie was how fast this family just immediately thought that they lived in a haunted house. Like, not much happened. Usually, a lot has to happen for a family to believe, like, oh man, you know what? We may be dealing with a haunted house here, or something evil's in this house, or something made its way into this house, right? In this case, not too much happened where they were just like, hey, we live in a haunted house. And it was like, wow, that's crazy, especially since the house itself wasn't haunted. It was something that was brought into the home that brought this evil demonic entity into the home. So that's what kind of tripped me out a little bit. It's like, okay, you guys been living here for who knows how long. You've never had any issues whatsoever. You guys get this mirror, because that's what it is, a mirror. And then very, very small things happen and immediately, like, oh my goodness, we live in a haunted house. I was just kind of, taken back by that. Like, wow, that was pretty fast. Obviously, the dad was just kind of like, I believe you guys, but in a way, I kind of don't believe you guys. But nonetheless, I did talk to a priest, so maybe he's gonna make his way over here. And then something major does happen where it's like, okay, there's no denying it now, right? Now everybody knows. But before that, it was just kind of odd to me, like, wow, how quick with the snap of a finger, everybody believed this was a haunted house, right? And one way or another, the Warrens found themselves to this home following Judy, who was really called to go to this home, right? After a tragedy happened with somebody that she was close with. Well, that all the Warrens were close with. And it's like, you know what? Caught her interest. Where was he last? Oh, he was at this home. And now Judy's over there at that home. So now Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're like, okay, we got to go over there. Let's go over there. oh my goodness, there is an evil entity here. Holy smokes, look at this. It is an evil entity that we all knew. Well, that Ed and Lorraine Warren knew because that's the same evil entity, demonic entity that they were dealing with when Judy was about to be born, which put Lorraine into labor, right? That's how it attached itself to Judy, Ed and Lorraine's daughter. Um, Look, this is a good movie, okay, to a certain degree. To a certain degree. What made this movie not watchable, even though I just said it's a good movie because I did enjoy it, but what made it unwatchable was it just had way, way, way too many stupid, scary movie, idiotic moments by people. We all know that in scary movies, you're gonna have that dumbass, that idiot who's just gonna, oh my goodness, he just fell. Oh man, he's looking back, they're running through the woods and they just trip and fall, right? Like it's like, good gosh, man, watch where you're going and everything. This movie was filled, filled with that. Once you get to like the last 30 minutes of the movie, it is completely filled with those moments. It all takes place in this house in Pennsylvania. What I thought was interesting was that the house actually did have some spiritual haunting entities in there, that Lorraine was able to look past and say, like, oh, okay, there's an evil demonic entity here, but there's also some spirits in this home, but the demonic entity is hiding behind those spirits. It was an interesting story. But it just had way, way, way too many. Oh my goodness, I fell down the stairs. Now I'm knocked out. Oh man, I'm, driving like an idiot in the rain and now I crashed. Now, somebody's calling me, even though I know it's an evil entity. So I'm just going to wander off on my own. And then I'm going to be freaked out. And then I'm going to fall and I'm going to hurt my ankle and I'm going to hurt my arm. It's just like the dumbest stuff, the dumbest things. Look, I've fallen downstairs before, but it just seems like in this way, like every time somebody falls downstairs, it's like either they get knocked out or they just can't walk anymore. Like, good gosh, man, the stupidity, the constant stupidity. And I'm like, wait, you guys are veterans in this. You guys are hardcore professionals, the professionals. And it's just a lot of just dumb maneuver after dumb maneuver. It's like I'm carrying this mirror and I'm not looking where I'm going. So I trip, I fall, I hurt my ankle. I fell down the ladder and now the mirror is on top of me. And now I'm laying down and I can't get out of the way. And now it's crushing my leg and now it's up to my neck. And I'm falling down the stairs and I'm freaked out. And I just turn to run without looking where I'm going. And I just trip and fall. And it's like, it was so unbelievable that it just kind of took me out of the movie. I was so invested into the story. I was so engaged. But then one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, it just kind of disconnected me from the movie for a while. And there's a good story all the way around. You have Judy as an adult, you have her boyfriend who's meeting Ed and Lorraine for the first time, who's madly in love with their daughter. Ed is kind of like kind of taking a step back, like, whoa, man, like you want to marry my daughter? Like, I don't even really know who you are, man. Like there's a lot of cool side stories like that where I do enjoy the movie. I know I just complained a lot about it, but the only thing to complain about the movie, which is a pretty major part of the movie, is all the idiotic, stupid, cliche horror movie things that happen in it. the tripping, the falling, the freaked out, somebody's calling me, so I'm gonna go over there by myself into this room, knowing that it's not really who I think is calling me. I know it's something different, and I'm gonna fall, and I'm gonna just all the dumb, dumb, idiotic things. Oh, we're gonna get this out of here, but we have nothing prepared. So, oh, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go do this, and now I'm on my own, and now I'm falling, and now it's just good. Gosh, man. Outside of that, outside of that, look, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. They definitely closed the book um, on The Conjuring. I don't know if they'll make another one. It does kind of make me think what happened with Judy, the daughter. I don't really keep up with, the real Ed and Lorraine because I don't even really care. I don't really care if they were real, if they were fake, were they just after money? I don't give a rat's ass. I'm just talking about the movies. So I'm just kind of wondering because it's clear, even in I forgot what Annabelle movie it was that Judy was in it. Um, it was clear that Judy has the same psychic powers, I guess I would say, that her mom Lorraine had. And in this one, it definitely shows that. So I'm kind of wondering what happened with her, right? But nonetheless, look, I enjoyed it. If you're a fan of The Conjuring, um, yeah, it's a decent movie. It's a decent. It's not great. It's not gonna knock your socks off. It's not the worst Conjuring. It's definitely not the best, but looks like they closed the book on it, and looks like that's it. It's over. And it was good enough. I would say that it was good enough with a lot of stupidity when it comes to horror cliche movies. Good gosh, man. That was the only gripe I really had about it. Outside of that, I enjoyed it. That is The Conjuring, Last Rites. M.A.S. Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on next one.